Once upon a time, in a bustling town filled with noisy markets and winding streets, there lived a merchant who sold fine cloth to support his family. He had a kind but weary wife and two sons. The elder son was born shy, his voice barely a whisper around strangers, while the younger son was like a roaring river, confident, chatty, and unafraid to joke with customers. The townsfolk noticed this contrast and mocked the elder son, calling him slow and simple behind his back. Some even cheated him. Knowing he wouldn't argue or fight back, his father watched this with frustration, and one day, after the boy failed to bargain with a customer, he grabbed his shoulders and shook him, yelling, "Why can't you be like your brother? Why are you so weak?" The words cut deep, and the boy's confidence crumbled like dry clay as years passed. His shyness haunted him. Even in school during exams, his mind would go blank, his hands trembling too much to hold the chalk. He failed repeatedly, and the teachers sighed, calling him hopeless, when his father finally asked him to manage the cloth shop. The elder son agreed, not out of hope but fear of disappointing the only family he had. Yet his nervousness betrayed him. He miscounted coins, gave wrong change, and mixed up orders. His father's face turned red with rage each time, and he screamed, "Useless! You'll ruin us all." One afternoon, while the merchant visited a nearby village, two men in ragged coats entered the shop, their eyes sharp like knives. They barked, "Your father sent us to collect the cloth bundles for a rich client in the city. Hurry up!" The elder son froze his throat tight with fear. He wanted to ask for proof, but the men scowled and he shrunk back silently. They loaded every roll of silk and cotton onto their cart and vanished. When the father returned to an empty shop, his scream echoed through the street, "Fool, you destroyed us. Get out and never return." The son stumbled away, tears blurring his vision. The townspeople's laughter followed him like ghosts. He reached the riverbank, his heart pounding. "I am nothing, I am air," he thought, and leaned over the water, but a monk in orange robes yanked him back. The son struggled. "Let me go, I'm worthless." The monk held him firmly and said, "Failure is a teacher, not a tomb. Only the living can rewrite their story." The son crumpled to the ground and wept. "My father hates me, I'm a joke. Do I deserve to breathe?" The monk wiped his tears and said, "Come meet my teacher. He will light your path." The son refused at first, but the monk's calm persistence wore him down. They walked to a quiet forest where an old wise man sat beneath a giant neem tree, his eyes closed in peace. The son fell to his knees and begged, "Save me, or I will die." The elder opened his eyes warm as sunlight and listened to the son's story of shame. When he finished, the wise man said, "Complete 3 tasks, and I will show you the way." The first task came at dawn. Speak to 10 strangers, ask their favorite season and why the son's hands turned cold. But he walked to the market. A man selling spices snapped, "Why ask me, go away?" A woman with a baby smiled, "Winter, I love snow." The son scribbled her words with shaking hands. By dusk he had spoken to 12 people, even sharing a laugh with a farmer who loved monsoon rains. The second task was harder. Teach 10 children why trees matter. The son panicked, but the wise man said, "Share what you know." He gathered kids under a banyan tree and stammered, "Trees, give us shade fruit, clean air." A girl asked, "Do they talk?" The son blinked, "No, but they listen." The children clapped and he felt warmth in his chest. For the first time, the third task terrified him. "Apologize to your father." The son stood outside his old home for hours. Finally knocking, his father opened the door, rage melting into shock. The son whispered, "Forgive me. I will earn your trust." His father hugged him tight and muttered, "Start tomorrow." When the son returned, the wise man smiled. "You already found the secret. Fear was your cage, not your shyness. Act brave, even if your knees shake, and the world will see bravery." The son cried, understanding washed over him like rain. Years later, he became a shrewd trader, known for his calm voice and sharp mind. He told his own children, "Confidence isn't born, it's built step past fear, and you'll find the hero hiding in your doubts." The town that once mocked him now praised his wisdom, and his father proudly said he was wrong all along. The son learned that courage is not the absence of fear, but moving forward despite it. How you see yourself writes your story. Small acts of bravery can turn shadows into light, and the mind's limits are just illusions waiting to be broken.